Well, the world has sure gone nutty, buddy, even downright cruddy, buddy. We sure missed the past, buddy, but there's still Buddycast. No, don't be naughty, go meet everybody here on Buddycast.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the founder and host of Buddycast, Nick Sorensen.
Welcome to all my buddies out there. It's time for your favorite show, Buddycast. I'm your host, Nick Sorensen. Joining me today are not one, but two very special buddies. My buddies, John and Mark from John's Crazy Socks. How you doing, buddies?
Very good, buddy, Nick.
Hey, Nick, we're very excited to be here. Thank you for having us on.
Thank you for coming on and being buddies. You're not guests here. You're buddies.
Yes.
That's great. Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
Yes. So, buddies, you run a fantastic organization, a fantastic company. How did this all get started?
Well, our story, first, you want to introduce who we are? Go ahead.
Yeah, Dad. My name is John. This is my partner, my dad, Mark Cronin.
And what's the name of the business?
John's Crazy Socks.
And what's our mission?
Spreading happiness.
So we want to bring a little happiness to the Buddycast, right?
Yeah,
I love it.
So our story starts back in the fall of 2016. So just over 6 years ago, and it starts in a small log cabin in the woods.
No,
not really. It starts in suburban Long Island. And where were you?
I was at Huntington High School. I could be my last year school.
So John, among other things, other attributes, has Down syndrome.
Yes, I
So
am.
he got to stay in the public school system until he was going to turn 21. But now he's in his last year of school, or then was in his last year of school, like everybody else, trying to figure out, what am I going to do next? What comes after school? And what were you looking at?
I'm like a job program and school. I don't like the option I don't like.
He didn't see anything he liked. And Nick, unfortunately, this is a reality for too many people. There just aren't enough good opportunities for people with different abilities. But John here, he's a natural entrepreneur.
Yes, I am.
If you didn't see a job you wanted, what'd you say?
I want to create one. I want to make one.
And what'd you tell me?
I told my dad I want to go business with him. A nice father and son business together.
So I'm a lucky man. I've got 3 sons.
Yes, you are.
And this is one I can work with.
Yes, I am.
So there we were. Okay, we'll go into business. What would we do? What was one of your ideas?
One of them is a food truck. I got my idea from the movie Chef and John Favreau. That movie about a father and son bonding a food truck.
So a food truck, that sounded like a fun idea, right? And we're thinking, what could we make? Where would we put it? But we ran into a problem.
We can't cook.
Yeah, we can't cook. So it wasn't going to be a food truck. But then, right before Thanksgiving, John had his eureka moment.
I did. I want to sell Crazy Socks. It always let me be me.
We used to drive around looking for these socks. He'd say he liked them because they were colorful, comfortable.
Yes.
So we'd drive around trying to find socks for Johnny. He'd worn these crazy socks his whole life. We figured if he loved them that much, surely other people would too. So we'd go out and find our tribe. So that's where the idea came from. And we went the lean startup route. We said, let's get something up and running and we'll see how people respond. So we built a website.
Yes, we did.
We got a little bit of inventory. We were bootstrapping. We've been asked by once asked by a student, well, what does bootstrapping mean? It means you have no money. So you got to make do with what you have. The only marketing we did was set up a Facebook page. I'd take out my cell phone and we made videos. And who was in those videos?
I talk about socks. I had catchphrase. Socks, more socks.
And what day did we open?
We opened on Friday, December 9th, 2016.
We didn't know what to expect. That first day, we got what felt like a flood of orders. We got 42 orders. And most of them were local in Huntington, outside New York City, which made sense. He was in a high school. That's where we live.
Yes.
So what did we decide to do with those first orders?
Our home delivery, we get red boxes.
We put the socks in these boxes.
Yes.
And we looked at it, Nick, and said, this needs something else. So what else did we put in?
I put a thickener around and candy. I bet on her kisses.
Right. We got these bags of Hershey's Kisses, poured them in the boxes, loaded up the car, and drove around, and you knocked on doors delivering socks.
I did.
How'd the customers respond?
Customer loves it.
Yeah. What'd they do?
I did take a picture with me, take a picture with the socks, and share it on social media. Word I get a spread.
We had customers ordering again just to get John to come back to their door. And there were some funny moments too. We'd be out after 10 o'clock at night, John knocking on doors saying, it's just John with your socks.
Don't shoot me.
Don't shoot. So that's how we got started. And that's just over 6 years ago. Today, how many different socks do we have?
We have 4,000 different kind of socks.
Wow.
Which means John here owns the world's largest sock store in terms of choice. Nobody has these choices. We just passed a milestone, not only our 6th anniversary, but we just shipped our 400,000th order. So we've shipped more than 400,000 orders to 88 different countries, every state in the union. We have been very fortunate to create 34 jobs. 22 of those are held by people with different abilities. We've now raised almost $600,000 for our charity partners, all because John said we should sell socks.
Absolutely.
That is a truly, truly inspirational story, just to see where one idea takes you. One idea, just as simple, I want to sell socks. I want to create a show. I want to create a podcast. Takes you,
It's very cool. We've been very fortunate.
Mm-hmm. How many socks do you think you guys sell per year?
Well, let's see. It varies from year to year, but this year, more than 200,000 pairs. People, usually they're getting 3 or 4 in order, but 200,000 plus whatever our Sock of the Month Club is turning out. So it's a lot of socks.
Ooh, could you tell us about that Sock of the Month Club?
Sure.
I know.
Go ahead.
Sock of the Month Club, I give you a one pair of socks, and you get Dig a Note, and you get candy.
So
and mixed with one package be men, other package be women, other package be kids.
You join the Sock of the Month Club, and makes a great gift as well. You get a new pair of socks, a brand new design each month, and you don't just get socks. You get a little dose of happiness. Right? Mm-hmm. Here's what happens when you buy from us. You're going to get great socks. If it's a Sock of the Month Club, every month you're going to get that package at your door. You're going to get great socks. You get that package that's got John's smiling face on the outside. You open it up, you get the sock, you get a thank you note from John, you get candy, you see the picture and name of the person who packed your order, because this is what you're doing. Yes, it's great socks. We have 30,000 5-star reviews. But when you buy from us, you help us employ people with different abilities. You help us give back. We start with 5% of our earnings going to the Special Olympics. And most of all, you help us spread happiness. So, people love the feedback we get from customers. They love the Sock of the Month Club. If they get it for themselves, they really are excited to each month see what the sock is going to be and get that joy. If they give it as a gift, it's the gift that keeps giving. So you give it once, but every month the person is getting that gift. And when they wear the socks, they think of you. So it's really a wonderful way to spread happiness. You like that, don't you?
Yeah, Dad.
That truly is. Now, you mentioned some of your earnings go to charity. Something that goes to. Could you tell us more about those charities?
Sure. So we started from day one. We pledged 5% of our earnings to the Special Olympics. And why the Special Olympics?
I am a Special Olympic athlete.
What sports do you play?
I play basketball, track and field, soccer, and snowshoe.
And how long you been in Special Olympics?
21 years.
21.
Wow.
If there was no Special Olympics, there'd be no John's Crazy Socks. Because he's learned so much, right? Leadership.
Discipline, how to be coached, I'm going to be quiz, and I'm going to be sportsmanship.
Plus you gain
leadership.
confidence.
Yeah.
But what we've also done, right? So with Special Olympics, it's 5% of our earnings plus that Soccer of the Month Club. 5% of that money goes to Special Olympics. We have other products that support the Special Olympics. But we've gone on also to create a series of awareness products that celebrate and raise awareness for causes and raise money for those causes. So what were the first awareness socks?
Down syndrome awareness socks.
Down syndrome awareness socks. And who designed those?
I did. I designed it.
Right. And they raised money for the National Down Syndrome Society and for local group ACDS. But we've gone on to create awareness socks for cerebral palsy, autism, Williams syndrome.
North Shore Animal League.
Right, pet rescue with the North Shore Animal League. Back in 2020, at the height of the pandemic, we created healthcare superhero socks that have raised over $50,000 for frontline workers during the COVID. Because it's not enough to just sell stuff. You got to give back. You got to connect. And what do you say? You know, our mission is to spread happiness. What do you say are the keys to happiness?
I only matters about its gratitude and do for others.
Gratitude and do for others. So the giving back is reflective of that gratitude, which is built into what we do. And it's important to our customers. They know, you know, they become the heroes of the story because they're helping us with that giving back.
That is awesome. Another way you give back is through your employees. Am I correct?
Well, we hire what we think are the best available folks, but that means that we hire people with different abilities. So we've been able to create 34 jobs, 34 year-round jobs. 22 of those are held by people with different abilities. During the holidays, we added 15 seasonal employees. 12 of those were held by people with different abilities. And we want to show the world, look what people can do. Just give them a chance.
That's beautiful and awesome. Thank you for giving them the ability to spread their talents to really be themselves.
Well, that's important, right? We've created a unified workplace where people with differing abilities and neurotypicals work side by side. And the benefits are obvious. It leads to better productivity, better morale, better retention, and it helps us recruit people. And be really clear about this. If you got to know us, Nick, you'd find out that John here, he's a very nice guy.
Yes, I am.
I am not. If you're going to work here, you got to produce. And everybody produces. And that's part of the dignity. We don't give jobs to anybody. Everybody who works here has earned their job. And that creates a great environment that's a dignity for our colleagues. And again, it's our customers who make that possible. Because when they buy our socks, that's who they're helping us employ.
And now, speaking of John being such a nice guy, John, every order that we get comes with a special note from you and some candy, as you mentioned. What do you like to write to people? What do you like to say to people? And what candy do you like to incorporate?
Can you share the story?
Well, tell them about the note. What do you like to say in the note? What do you like to say to customers?
I hope you enjoy I hope you enjoy a great socks.
Right, because the note changes all the time, right? You're always saying thank you and
Yeah.
hope you love the socks.
Yeah.
The candy. Let's tell you a story about the candy. When we first started, what was the candy?
I heard the kisses,
Which everybody loved.
I love.
You could, everybody loved the little chocolate. You'd open the package, you could smell the chocolate. It was all great until
I get the email from the roommate down south.
Down in Florida saying you may not want to send chocolate to the south in the hot weather. So what do we put in now?
Right now we put a Skittles and sometimes put a fruit snacks.
Fruit snaps or gummy bears or
I would love those.
Right, Sour Patch Kids sometimes, but it's mainly Skittles. But it's our way of saying thanks, and it's more than just socks. We're engaging with our customer in an odd way. At the end of the day, while we may be the world's largest sock store, we're not really a sock store. The socks become the physical manifestation for the mission in the story.
That's wonderful. And you're right. You're not just a sock store. You are an inspiration. You are a true loving family business. And that's why I asked you on this show today, because I know you guys are making a difference in this community.
Well, we appreciate that, though. Be careful with that inspiration talk. It's let me tell you about your inspiration here.
Go ahead.
Right? So John will be driving, and he'll be sitting in the passenger seat next to me. So what? He's 6 inches away, and he'll text me, "Dad, I just farted." I just farted. That's your inspiration.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. It takes a little. We all have to be fun while working.
Yeah.
All fun. All work and no play make Jack dull boy.
We do. It is important that people enjoy themselves, right? We have these 5 pillars we built the business on, and one of them is let's make this a great place to work, and give people a mission they can believe in. Make sure everybody knows why their job matters. Put people in a position to succeed. Recognize what people do. So it's little things. We have Bagel Tuesday. Every Friday is Staff Lunch Friday. We celebrate birthdays.
Yes, we do.
We celebrate first checks because so many of our colleagues, it's their first job. So we have a special check presentation ceremony for their first paycheck to celebrate.
Absolutely.
Because if we're going to spread happiness, we got to start here. People got to be happy working here, right?
Right.
And they do like it.
Absolutely.
We have dance parties.
Dance party.
Every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday, I hold a dance party every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. I did online dancing.
Because what better way to spread happiness?
Yes.
Than to host an online dance party.
Exactly. Sounds like a place I want to work at.
Come on by.
Yes.
I'll send in an application. But I'm truly happy of everything that I'm hearing right now, because you're right. It takes that thing, especially the check presentation. I work for our, I just actually started doing some part-time work for our Center for Abilities, the Barber National Institute. And, can you tell people what it's like when when your employees get their first check? What's their reaction?
They're so happy, and it means so much to them. We can share numbers and data, but it all comes down to the individual. And So maybe we could share some stories there of one, we talk about a paycheck. One is a long time. I think he's our longest tenured employee, Andrew O. He started with us in January of 2017.
Yes.
So Andrew has autism and was receiving SSI for a number of years. And he would get that monthly payment, and he didn't have to pay any of his living expenses, but he had to spend that money each month, because if he didn't spend it, he'd lose his benefits. And this would become a fight with his mom, because Andrew didn't care. And his mom would fight with him. You have to spend that money. Now, Nick, if that was you or me, I'd spend that money within the first half hour. I got it. It's gone. But then Andrew's working with us. He knows when he's getting paid. He knows how much he's being paid. He gets his mother. He insists he doesn't want to deal with any of that direct deposit. He wants that check. And he insists that his mother drive him right to the bank to deposit it. And he knows exactly what he's going to do with that money, because he earned it. It's his money.
It is.
Or we'll tell you about Thomas. Thomas is one of our sock wranglers, right? Because we run a pick and pack warehouse. And what do we call our pickers?
Sock wranglers.
So Thomas's mom called us up in October of 2017 and said, I hear you hire people like my son. I want you to hire my son. And our colleague who spoke to her said, okay, but we're not hiring now. We'll post something when we have an opening. Well, she called every day because she's a mom.
Mm-hmm.
And I spoke to her and I said, tell me about Thomas. She said, well, he's in a bad way. Thomas is in his early 20s. He has autism, but he's very depressed. We have trouble getting him to come out of his room. He doesn't want to shower or shave. He won't join any programs. And he hasn't spoken to his father in over 6 months. It's like, oh, well, sounds like a wonderful employee. And when we had an opening, Thomas came out. And to get that sock wrangler job, you have to pass the sock wrangler test. Well, he passed that test as if he was put on this earth to be a sock wrangler. Today, Thomas is showered and shaved and waiting for his father to drive him to work every day. And the young man who wouldn't look at you or talk to you goes around and says good morning to everybody in the building. And be really clear, Nick, we did nothing. We have no special training, no special programs. All we did was give Thomas the opportunity to earn a job. And it becomes transformative.
Wow, that was a truly impacting story right there. That shows the power of your business right there.
Well, we are very fortunate.
Mm-hmm. A quick follow-up question. What's the sock wrangler test?
So you have to be able to pick 6 orders in 20 minutes or less. To now back up, to get the job, you come out and meet with John and me, because we want you to understand our mission and our values. And we also want to make sure that you want to be there, that you're not there because mom and dad want you there or because of job coach, that you understand the job and want to be there. Then we provide you with training. And one of our current sock wranglers will train you. And you can take as long as you'd like. Some people, they want an hour of training. Some want 3 weeks. But when you're ready, you have to pass the sock wrangler test. And basically, you have to show us you can do the job.
Mm-hmm.
But it's pick 6 orders in 20 minutes or less and be accurate. And because you have to pass that test to get the job, everybody who has that job knows he or she earned that job.
Mm-hmm.
Give them anything. And that's part of the dignity.
Love it. Now, you told an impacting story about your employees. How about an impacting story from a customer who is truly thankful for their order?
Well, we're very fortunate. We hear that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
We hear often from families particularly if they have a young child who has a disability, that they find hope. But I'll share a story from when we first started.
Right.
We were making a delivery to a local town, Northport. And I remember you got out of the car and the house was up on a hill and you had to walk these steps up to the house. And John delivered the package. And when he came back down, the woman followed him down. And she came to me and she said, I want you to know that over the summer, this was December, over the summer, my mother passed away. And I've been very down ever since. And I wasn't in the Christmas spirit at all until I came across John and your business. And it has made me so happy. And seeing John come to my door and deliver my socks, this has lifted me up. And now I can't wait to celebrate Christmas. So that was pretty cool.
That's beautiful. That brings up a nice follow-up question. John, how can we get more in the Christmas spirit? How can our buddies out there get more into the Christmas spirit?
I would go at John's.
Well, besides selling stuff, what do you do to put you in a Christmas spirit? What have you been doing?
I'm sorry.
You decorated the tree.
I decorated the tree.
We got music going.
Music, yep.
We've had debates about the music because people like different Christmas songs.
Christmas.
You like that song? Well, what about you were playing Must Be Santa by Bob Dylan. He does like a polka song. And Maria was like, oh my God, you got to turn that off. Right? What else? Well, we've been out to the big Christmas tree in town.
Yes.
And you've been helping your mom cook and get prepared because we're going to have a big Christmas meal.
I'm really excited.
And who's coming for Christmas?
My brother Patrick and my sister-in-law Emily, and my other brother Jamie.
Very cool, right?
That's awesome.
Christmas is really great around here because it's our busiest time of year. So everybody's here working, and there's nothing better than when a lot of people are working here. There's so much energy, so much joy. It's like Santa's workshop. It's really great fun.
That's what I love to hear.
We do an annual open house anniversary party where we had Santa come. So we throw our warehouse open one day a year as like a store. So we had a couple hundred people come down, and Santa came, and we had music and food trucks. It was really a great celebration. So there's lots going on, putting us in the holiday spirit, right? We just need one more thing. We need the Jets to win. John gets cranky about that.
Thank you.
I take it you guys are Jets fans?
We are.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I'm not gonna be a suffer.
We know how to suffer.
Give me that taco.
John doesn't even want to talk about it.
As a Steelers fan this season, I share your pain.
Okay.
Yes. So I know this is like asking your favorite child, or like, but what are some of your favorite designs?
My favorite design is down the tomb superhero socks. Those socks are down the tomb superhero socks. My face on the socks.
There's got a superhero that has your face on it.
Yes.
It's good to design your own socks, huh?
I do.
And why don't you tell Nick, what sock do you wear every Saturday?
Poop emoji socks.
Poop emoji socks. Because you can take the boy out of junior high, but you can't take the junior high out of the boy.
Yep. Love it. Love it. And I have 3 more questions for you guys. The first one is, you guys have a podcast of your own, don't you?
Yes. What's it called, John? What's our podcast called?
The Spreading Happiness Podcast.
Spreading Happiness Podcast with John and Mark. It's just a half hour of us trying to put a smile on your face and make you feel good. We banter. We bring you up to date on what John is up to.
Yeah, Dad.
We have some regular features. We always highlight a business owned by people with different abilities. We talk about trying to get back in shape. John gives an update on his love life. We tell some jokes.
Right.
We share some good news stories. People seem to like it.
I do.
Mhm.
Right? And we also do a Facebook Live show on Wednesday nights. Similar, right? Tell jokes, banter. During the football season, we make football picks.
Yeah.
Don't bet on our picks. Hold on to your money.
That's awesome. I lied. I have one more question before I end with my 2 other questions. Where can our buddies learn more about your business?
Where can they find out about us?
I'll go at johnscrazysocks.com.
johnscrazysocks.com. If you go to the bottom of the page, you can find out about our Giving Back program and read articles about us. You can join the dance party. You can find out about our speaking engagements, our Autism Can Do scholarship, our sock design contest. And here's the key thing. You got to know when you buy from us, you're going to get great socks. You're going to help us employ people with different abilities. You help us give back. And most of all, you help us spread happiness. But you can also find us on Facebook and Instagram
Yes.
and TikTok and YouTube. Just look for John's Crazy Socks.
And that's johnscrazysocks.com.
Yes.
Awesome. Now I have 2 more questions for you. I end my show on these 2 very important questions. The first one is brought to us by my buddy Jonas King at #Positivity. And I think John would be perfect for this answer. In your own words, what does it mean to be someone's buddy?
Well, you're my buddy, right?
Yes.
It's to be there and care and to pay attention, to want to hear our stories, right?
Right.
You always got my back.
I do. And my buddy is my dad.
Mhm.
I'm so fortunate because
It's to do for others.
do for others and gratitude and do for others. And any better, I work with my dad, and that he teaches me all of the time. And I ask him all the questions to you, Dad, and you give me strength, and you always protect me. I know you are correct.
Yeah.
Point it back to you.
A lot about a buddy is your buddy will listen to your stories and pay
Mhm.
attention, right?
Yes,
Right.
I love you, Dad.
That's awesome. Thank you guys for being on the show. The final question that I have for you today is what we call the ultimate Buddycast buddy question. You guys ready for this one?
Okay.
What is your advice out there to anyone who wants to do what you're doing and start up their own business about something they are so passionate about?
Well, what's your advice?
Are you go first?
You go. You got it.
Okay. Follow your heart. Follow your dreams. Work hard. So you can do.
There you go. Follow your heart. Follow your dreams. Work hard. Show what you can do.
Yes. What your advice?
I think you just dropped the mic, pal. You got it.
Love it. Well, guys, thank you so much for being buddies here on Buddycast. Remember, you're not guests. You're buddies. You are official buddies of Buddycast.
Okay, buddy. Well, thank you for
Thank you,
having us
buddy.
on.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you for being on Buddycast. Thank you for the amazing socks.
Thanks so much.
And before we close out this episode, I have one favor to ask you guys. Whatever you do today, tomorrow, next week, next month, even next year, please go be someone's buddy.
Very cool.
Think it's so cool.
Yes, you promise?
We will.
Yeah, we will.
Alrighty. For all my buddies out there, these are my buddies, John and Mark. Please look up John's Crazy Socks. You won't regret it. They are wonderful, comfortable pairs of socks with great designs. I'm your host, Nick Sorensen. Thank you for joining us on another episode of Buddycast. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. We'll catch you all next time here. And guys, don't go away. We'll chat for a minute afterwards. But we'll catch you all next time here on everybody's favorite show, Buddycast.
Well, the days are going fast, buddy, we've got to make them last, buddy, before they've all gone past, buddy, tune in to Buddycast. No, don't feel like it, go make it, buddy, here on Buddycast.